Okay, let us solve the next question. It is from abstract algebra and it's again a very good question, and the question says that, just a second, and the question says that if n and k are two normal subgroups of a group G. So they are saying that, let us start the solution first of all. They are saying that n and k are normal in G. Okay, so n and k are normal in G. Okay, so and saying that n intersection k is the identity element of G. I am writing this EG as E. Okay, so try to understand, I am writing EG as E. So they are saying that n intersection k is equal to the identity element. Okay, then we have to show xy is equal to yx for all x belongs to n and y belongs to k. So we have to show, we will show that xy is equal to yx for all x belongs to n and y belongs to k. In other words, I need to show every element of n commutes with the element of k, right? Just observe what I am saying. I am saying that every element of n commutes with the element of k and every element of k commutes with the element of n. Okay, so this is the point to remember. Okay, I need to show it. Okay, for this, first of all, let me take 2 points from n and k. Let us choose, let x belongs to n and y belongs to k. Okay, now as x belongs to n and y belongs to k, so y belongs to k, right? Y belongs to k and k is a subgroup of G, so I can say that y belongs to G. Okay, x belongs to n and y belongs to G. As n is normal subgroup, I can say that y, okay, now x belongs to n, it implies x inverse also belongs to n. As n is a normal subgroup, so n must be a subgroup, then it is normal. So as n is a subgroup, so x belongs to n implies x inverse belongs to n. And y belongs to G, and as n is normal, I can say that x inverse y inverse belongs to n. Are you getting my point, what I am saying? I am saying that x belongs to n, though it will imply x inverse belongs to n. Now y belongs to G, as n is normal in G, so x inverse y inverse belongs to n. Okay, now x belongs to n and this belongs to n, so their composition belongs to n, so I can say that xy, x inverse y inverse belongs to n. Okay, so I have shown xy, x inverse y inverse belongs to n. Okay, now x belongs to n, n is again a subgroup of G, so I can say that x belongs to G, and y belongs to k, and again y is a normal subgroup of G, I can say that x, y, x inverse belongs to k, right? X, y, x inverse belongs to k. Again y belongs to k implies, as k is a subgroup, it will imply y inverse belongs to k. So x, y, x inverse belongs to k and y inverse belongs to k, so their composition belongs to k. I can say that x, y, x inverse y inverse belongs to k, right? So therefore x, y, x inverse y inverse belongs to k and x, y, x inverse y inverse belongs to n. So x, y, x inverse y inverse belongs to n intersection k. Now the value of n intersection k, you can say that n intersection k is nothing but the identity element E. So x, y, x inverse y inverse is an identity element of E. So I can say that x, y, x inverse y inverse is nothing but E. Now so I can write this x, y, x inverse y inverse into y is equal to E of y. So x, y, x inverse y is equal to y. So y inverse y is nothing but the identity element, so I can say that x, y, x inverse is equal to y. So I can write it x, y, x inverse x is equal to y x. So x, y, x inverse x is equal to y x. So x, y, x inverse x is equal to identity element, so y x. So I can say that xy is equal to yx. So for all x belongs to n and y belongs to k. So I have shown the first part of this proof, that is, we have done it. Okay. Now the next part says that deduce that if n, h, k are normal subgroups of G, okay, such that n intersection h is equal to n intersection k is equal to h intersection k is equal to E of G, then, and there it is also given that G is equal to hk, okay, G is equal to hk, then I have to show that n is an abelian group. So I have to show n is an abelian group, or n is an abelian group, right? So I have to show it. So to show n is an abelian group, so first of all let me take a point. Let x belongs to n. Now n is normal subgroup, okay, n is normal and h is again normal. I am repeating what I am saying. I am saying n is normal and h is again normal, and n intersection h is equal to identity element. So I can say, by using previous proof, I can say that xh is equal to hx. So for all x belongs to n and h belongs to h, right? Again, n is a normal subgroup and k is again a normal subgroup, and h intersection k is equal to identity element. So I can say that x k is equal to kx for all k belongs to k and x belongs to n, right? Now I have to show that xy is equal to yx for all x comma y belongs to n. I am going to prove a more general result. Okay, I will show that every element of n commutes with every element of G. For this, that is what I am going to prove. Let G belongs to G, then we will show that Gx is equal to xg. Okay, I will show that Gx is equal to xg. Okay, so as G belongs to G and G is equal to hk, right? G is equal to hk, okay. Now as G is equal to hk, so I can say that this G is of the form hk for some h belongs to h and k belongs to k, right? So now I am starting with xg. Xg equal to xhk, right? So I can write by associative law xh into k. Now, so as x belongs to n and h belongs to h, so x commutes with h, so it is nothing but hx into k. Again, by using commutative law, I can write it by using associative law, I can write it xk. Okay. Again, x belongs to n and k belongs to k, so x commutes with k, so it will be hkx. Again, by using associative law, I can write it hk or into x. The value of hk is g, so I can say that g into x. Now, as g belongs to g and x belongs to n is arbitrary, therefore gx is equal to xg for all g belongs to g and n x belongs to n, right? Now let me take 2 point xy belongs to n. Let x comma y belongs to n. Now xy belongs to n, I can write x belongs to n and y belongs to n, and n is a subgroup of G, so I can say that y belongs to G, then I can write xy is equal to yx, right? So for all xy belongs to G, right? For all xy belongs to n, right? So therefore n is abelian, right? And this completes the proof of our second part. It was a very easy question. It's from abstract algebra. Okay, I think it is also clear to you that it's from abstract algebra, right? So we have done it. Let's see the question again. So we have also proved it. So that's all about our question number 5. Okay students, so let's solve our next question.